Hi, I'm Melanie Barr. Welcome to the She Built It Experience with Melanie. You're here because you want to experience the life and business that you crave. Join me as I talk to women who have successfully built it, a career and business that they love. We dive into the topic of how they built it and talk about everything from having the courage to make career leaps to the details of how to lead effectively, create successful teams, implement strategies for growth, and infuse tech innovation. Magic happens when we focus on the part of ourselves and our business that brings us joy. So let's dive in. Hi, She Built It family. Today I'm sharing 5 tips for living your best life. I have been saying this quote to myself each morning. I choose to make the rest of my life the best of my life. Saying this quote every morning has helped to put life into perspective and helped me to focus on what truly matters. I recently heard this Louise Hay quote, and I don't think it happened by accident. Louise Hay has had a positive effect on so many lives, including mine. When I first moved to Los Angeles at 19, it was the biggest leap of my life. I was scared and lonely. I was far away from family and friends. I knew no one in Los Angeles, and I had no idea what my future held. I leapt without a safety net or knowing what was coming next, and I decided I would figure it out. One thing I did know was that I was not going to give up on my life, my dreams, my passion, my career, or building meaningful relationships. Even though I was scared, I was determined. I was going to live life to the fullest despite all of my fears. That much I knew. The Louise Hay quote brings me back to the why I moved to Los Angeles, and it makes me think of all the things that I did that helped me move past my fear and into my power. These might be things you already know, but if you're anything like me, you're always grateful for the reminder of the positive things that we can do in our lives to make sure that we are making the most of it. Meditate in your own way. Louise Hay helped me meditate in my own way through one of the most scary and difficult times of my life. I moved to LA initially for acting, not out of a desire to become famous, but to learn to express myself through words. As an only child, I grew up quiet and a bit of an introvert. I learned through the art of ballet and dance how to express myself as a dancer, but always wanted to find the courage to express myself more with words. After 2 years of college, with an athletic scholarship for dance and placing at national dance competition, I decided to move to Los Angeles. I didn't know what I would do next. I just knew I was ready to get out of what was comfortable. I found an agent within a few months and became a member of Screen Actors Guild pretty quickly, but I was stressed. Stressed about fully supporting myself and paying my bills. Stressed about auditioning while working a full-time job. Stressed about applying to colleges to finish my degree, stressed about not really knowing any of my neighbors or having any family or friends nearby. By chance, I was introduced to a woman who was a successful voice coach in Hollywood. She was full of knowledge, reminded me of my grandmother, and she took me under her wing. She realized how overworked and tired I was, and one day she introduced me to Louise Hay. Louise created an audio series where she would walk you through relaxing your entire body, starting with your face, your head, your eyes, moving down to your toes. I listened to her meditation through the most stressful times of my early life, when I was working a 40-hour-a-week full-time job while also attending college full-time. I miss my family, and although I was starting to make friends in LA through work and through school, I missed the friends that I had known for years. Her words helped me get the swirling thoughts out of my head and fall asleep at night so that I could take on the next day. It helped so much during that difficult time, and the beautiful thing is I now use Louise relaxation techniques on my 7-year-old twins when they can't fall asleep. It works every time. Take time for yourself. You might say, of course I take time for myself, but do you? We move at such a rapid pace today where we are constantly distracted by work, family, kids, friends, push notifications on our phones, ads, advice for how to build our businesses. It can all be overwhelming. What cuts through the noise is taking downtime for ourselves to think. My parents both worked a full-time job while I was growing up. My mother, an elementary school teacher for 19 years, and my dad traveled for work every week most of my life. He flew out on Monday, flew all over the country for meetings, and returned home on Friday. My mother worked a full-time job and had me at home to care for on her own most of the week. I learned from my mother because this is what she did, to take one day on the weekend to do nothing. No work, organizing, nothing around the house, just downtime for herself and to spend it relaxing with family and friends. I realize that I do this today because of watching her. Gift yourself one down day a week. I understand if you're caring for others or a parent of young kids, this can be hard to do and most likely even impossible. I've been there as a mother of 7-year-old twins whose to-do list literally never stops because kids can't care for themselves yet. It's still important to take a day not to worry about picking up, doing dishes, laundry, toys, what the house looks like. Give yourself a break. It will all be there tomorrow. You will be so ready for the next day and the week ahead. Realize what makes you happy. What brings us joy can change. When was the last time you did a real check-in with yourself? I used to love to run miles and miles at the beach, on the wood chip trails. While I still love to run, I've recently realized that I like doing other forms of workouts just as much. In the past, I ran after work to unwind from the day. Since I now have twins at home, I've recently started adding in cycling, boot camps, kickboxing, and stretching. I did these things before, but nothing as consistent as running. I found that adding in these different types of exercise brings me as much joy as running. Another example is writing. Before, I didn't have the time to write, and now I make the time. Writing has become a way to give my mind a mental break and escape the daily routine. I find my way back to remembering successes, how I was able to overcome obstacles, and it's nice to have self-expression and a brief mental escape. Think about what truly brings you joy. It's different for everyone, and carve out the time to make that joy happen. Figure out what you're passionate about and dive in. I've always had a love of advertising, marketing, and business development. I love to take an idea and see what I can do with it, where it can go, and if I can make it into a reality. I also like the psychology behind it. In order to be successful in business development and marketing, you have to be able to read people, see trends, and stay innovative. I have a sincere thirst for knowledge, and with 2 young children at home, I can't always dive into my business or the knowledge as much as I want to, but I've learned to be patient with myself, which is not always easy when you feel the pull of trying to balance being a good parent and family member, and also a sincere desire to advance in your career. I have the confidence to know that if I keep putting one foot in front of the other, business will grow, and I'll have more and more time to put into that curiosity and passion that I have for the research of the changing landscape of marketing, advertising, consumer purchases, and the psychology behind it. Focus on positive habits. It can be incredibly challenging to ask yourself, am I living as healthy a lifestyle as I can? Although we strive for it, no one has a perfect balance of healthy eating, working out, use of technology, and time for family and friends. It's important to check in every once in a while and be real with ourselves. Are we doing too much of one thing and not enough of another? Too much work, too much streaming of shows, not enough sleep, not enough spending time with family and friends, not enough time for ourselves doing what brings us joy? Check in with yourself, then focus on the positive habits. Don't focus on the things that you're not doing. It is so much easier to focus on the positive and good things that you are doing and what positive habits you can add, then work day by day to bring those positive moments to life. Thank you for joining us today, She Built It family. I hope these tips help you live your best life. If you are new to She Built It, we'd love for you to join us. We offer community memberships, masterminds, innovative virtual events, and meaningful connections to entrepreneurs and corporate leaders. Please also check out our She Built It shop, curated products from women-owned businesses who put their heart and soul into their beautiful and innovative products. We offer She Built It business consulting and the She Built It blog. Thank you to everyone around the world who joined today. Thank you to my editor, Rich Streffolino. Please download and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And until next time, together, let's let nothing stop us from experiencing the life that we crave.